Some time ago, I asked myself the question, how could I put a feeling of time into my game? And what about some atmosphere? The answer was quite obvious, a day and night cycle. So today I'm showing you how my game turned from this into this. But how did I get there? And what is this Devlog's secret Discord feature? This and more I will show you in the 9th Exo Colony Devlog. As always, if you enjoyed these kind of videos, please subscribe to this channel, drop me a comment and hit the like button. Before I started with the day and night feature, I had something else on my mind. For quite some time now, I wasn't that happy with certain aspects of the game's visual style. The game didn't look that bad, but I felt that there was some spice and juice missing. So I decided to give Exo Colony a makeover. To start, I went straight into Sprite and made some new trees. The old ones were okay, but I thought that I should be able to make them flashier and nicer to look at. And in my opinion, I was right. The trees now look a lot more like trees, but they also still look like something you discover on a distant planet far, far away in another galaxy. Awesome. After I gave the trees a makeover, I started doing the same for the stone resources. This turned out to be a lot more difficult because I came up with so many different options to choose from. Here you can see one kind of stone resource which I did not like that much in the end. But after all, I was able to pixel some kind of stone I liked and also did some variations. So overall, the stones now look better than before in my opinion, and I was also able to cut down the redundancy. Now that I was happy with the new stones and trees, I decided to change the inventory UI once again, just because I still was not very happy with the current look of it. And for a final touch, I also changed the grass floor tiles and water coastlines to achieve a more clean look in that department. Now I'm interested, how do you like the changes I made to the visual style of the game? Feel free to drop me a comment with your opinion. Now it was time to begin with the day and night feature. I started again in Sprite and had a lot of fun pixeling a new Sprite which would act as some kind of day and night clock, inspired by this one in Stardew Valley. After that was done, I went into Unity and implemented lighting. Before this devlog, every sprite renderer in the game had an unlit material on it and didn't need a light source to be visible. Now I changed the material to a lit shader and then put a global light into the game with an intensity value which I could modify from script. So now it's dark in Exo Colony. Before I started putting the day-night cycle together, I wanted to add a lamp to the game to see how this might look. So I quickly drew a lamp in Sprite, put it in the game and added another light source to the object. It worked fine, but one issue was that overlapping lights are adding up and kinda burning a hole into my eyes and the game. But that was another easy fix. I discovered that I had to check this field and after that the lights looked quite cool. Now I had another idea. How about some fireflies hovering around the lamps when it's dark? I thought that I should be able to achieve this effect with the particle system and started putting it together. The main trick was to activate the noise module on the particle system and play around with size and color over time. Then I had to pixel a very simple firefly particle with some kinds of halo. Et voila! Now there are some atmospheric fireflies flying around the lamps. They are really adding some life to the scene. Now it was finally time to add the day-night cycle. I programmed a day-night controller which would change the global light's intensity and color over time. I also made it so that I can easily set a daytime value which would be responsible for how long a day in the game is. The next step was to integrate the UI I made into the system. My first coding approach went kinda wrong. The clock turned backwards and also accelerated over time. But that was another easy fix and now the day-night clock shows if it's day or night. Great! One cool thing I was now finally able to change about the game was the fact that the solar panels now don't work longer like a 24/7 infinite power source, but only deliver electric energy when the sun is up. So the windmills now also make sense, because only windmills can generate energy during night. To close this feature, I only did two more things. I integrated the lamps into the power system and also made a particle effect for the power sources. This effect just shows the player if a power source is currently generating energy or not. Of course, there's still something missing you are all waiting for. The special feature voted for by the community on my Discord server. This time, the community had to choose between a water shader, a visual effect for footsteps, an alien chicken animal, and rain/cloud visual effects. And the winner of this Devlog's feature vote is the alien chicken. Awesome. If you want to vote for the next special feature I shall implement in a future devlog, feel free to join the Discord server, link is in the description. So of course I started by jumping into Sprite and putting some pixels together. It didn't take me that long to find a style for an alien chicken that I liked. I then animated it and also made a blue egg, which the chicken should spawn when the player is petting the animal. Putting the chicken into Unity was quite easy, since they're working exactly like the other animals. I did not adjust the animation speed correctly on my first try, so the chickens kinda looked like they drank a bit too much coffee this morning. That was kinda cute, but I then made it so that the chickens act a bit more relaxed, and there we go. Now there are kinda huge alien chickens in the game, and I have to say I'm quite in love with them. They are almost bigger than the cows, but I think that just makes them more alien. So that's cool. After the chickens were done, I wanted to redo the current world and level design, because I had this debug world in the game for quite some time and it started to bore me. So I deleted everything and started to build a new world from scratch. After I was quite happy with the new world, I made a build and started to play around with my new features. I, by the way, also made some other minor changes, which I can show you now. For example, I made the power lines connecting all the buildings more transparent, because this way they look more subtle and integrate better in the visual style of the game. On a more important note, I finally connected the conveyor belts and the factories to the power system, so they now only work when there is enough energy flowing around the system. I totally want to add batteries to the power system for the next devlog. So when there is excess energy, it can be saved inside them and they can act as a power source when there is not enough energy generated by the solar panels or windmills. If you have any ideas what else I could add to the power system or the game in general, please feel free to drop me your ideas in the comment section. For now, I'm really happy with the progress I made during the last weeks, and I'm super hyped to add more cool features to the game in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments, subscribe to this channel, check out my other videos, follow me on social media and hit that like button. We will see each other soon in another devlog. Until then, thanks for watching and goodbye!